trousers of the husband going, are you hearing this? Aren't you going to do anything about it? Or the opposite. But the woman doesn't want to hear anything about it. She's all peace, love, and whatever. And the husband's going, come on, baby, you got to get with the program. Do you hear what's going on? So I understand. Trust me. I understand contentions that go on between spouses, husbands and wives. I'll give you an example. John Trockman's wife of Carolyn Trockman, very nice lady of 18 years, they're getting divorced. Pressure, folks. I've got Sandra here. Slide on up there. Is anything that I just said on this program, because you were witness to all of this, now, was there anything that I just said that was either exaggerated, not the truth, or just an embellishment?
No, absolutely everything, just as he described it, is the truth. I was there for most of it. Going over to Jack's house, I saw a lot that went on here at the network, and you're absolutely correct, John.
Well, I don't want to do this, but I want people to understand. Now, keep in mind that there were people, that all kinds of people that helped bringing Jack Blood from WARL down here to pay for the moving expenses, to put a deposit on the apartment that they're in presently.
Transportation.
The network bought him a car, ladies and gentlemen, because I wasn't, at one point in time, it wasn't about John Clayton or Jack Blood anymore. It was about his girlfriend, Tony, and the newborn baby that they had. Try being a young mother, get in a sticky situation, you have no transportation. He was supposed to repay us for that car, and 3 weeks ago, I just told him, Jack, forget it. Just go ahead. Just don't worry about paying the money back to the network for the car.
Mm-hmm. He said, boy, does that take a lot of pressure off me, John.
Well, it seems that Mr. Blood puts a lot of pressure on himself, and this is unfortunate. But, folks, I've got an ear for talent. Just as I plucked Alex Jones out of Austin area, he was actually doing a show on KGFK on Saturdays, I do believe, and we picked him up and put him on the network. And consequently, because of his actions down here, going against Bill Clinton and helping rebuild the Waco church, he got fired from KGFK, which went then to rock and roll, and now it's the biggest Spanish-speaking station in Texas. But aside from all of that, I knew that Alex was going to be somebody that was going to go someplace. And Jack Blood also displayed some of those same things, except for one thing. Now, here's the difference. Dear Jack used to close out his show, and this is what I said, and you were sitting there, Sandra, at that apartment that night. I said, Jack, you always close out your show by saying, be bold and good things will happen to you. I said, you left something out. Be bold, work hard, and good things will happen to you. I mean, take a look at Alex Jones, folks. You got a workaholic here. This guy, he didn't even do a radio show today because he's producing a new film. Jack had said many times, I'm patterning myself after Alex Jones. He's my hero. And I was just astonished by that, because how in the name of God's green earth can you ever be a success in this life if you're not willing to work? You're going to ride on the coattails of other people's opportunities. Sandra, when I read this, I have therefore decided to take an offer received from Genesis, which will include the support and infrastructure we need to grow and succeed. This includes, satellites, affiliate relations, which he was supposed to be doing, our ready-made AM stations who might take my show. It just comes down to what advertisers will buy, and they want licensed radio affiliates and ratings. I'd be foolish to turn this down, even if things were happy and positive at RBN. The exact reason, I am truly surprised that he even had the audacity, even put this in an email and send it over to me. Now, I want folks, while I've got Sandra in here, I want folks to understand, how do you adequately explain, unless somebody could just jump right into your body here and know what you know, the pressure that we have been under starting this network?
It's undescribable. It's indescribable. Think of going to sleep every night, waking up the next morning going, okay, what day is it today? Okay, we have 1 week to pay this bill. Okay, we have this responsibility. We need to do this. We need to do that. The pressure is very, very, very much on your shoulders.
Well, and also when when married people work together.
I'll tell you what, John, what's terrible is when you take 2 steps forward and the least expected thing happens and somebody just kicks you in the shins, go 3 steps back.
Yeah, and you don't want to even say owl because you're afraid something else is going to happen. But, I mean, and it's true, Sandra, and this is by no means an excuse or whatever, but we were ready to divorce.
It was pretty intense. But I love you, and that would never happen.
Thanks. Thanks.
There's only one John Stadtmiller.
Well, I wanted you to know this, folks, because, Jack describing that he wants to be like Alex and this, that, and the other, the real kicker to this is, and the real insult to injury, is not only was I thrown off the network that I founded, and this guy was, and here's the really ironic thing to this. In spite of what he was doing, we continued to grow this network. We've got a gal in here that's retired, Susan Marr. She's handling our sales.
Susan's wonderful.
She is a genuine human being. Mm-hmm. But doesn't have the sales experience that Jack did. And she's in here every single day. It's just now starting to pay off a little bit for her. Mm-hmm. But how long has she been here?
She's been here a few months, yeah.
Months. With next to nothing. She doesn't get paid. She doesn't get a draw every week. But
she works hard, and she's dedicated, and she believes in what we're doing.
And would never, ever do anything to the contrary. But the thing that really gets me about this is to go over to the network that threw me off, that I had founded, and the guy that came in here, and as I'm building this network up.
And building Jack Blood up.
Decides that, well, there's my meal ticket. I guess this is pretty much exhausted. I'm going to go over to the other network that's got more satellites.
Like I said, 3 steps back. I mean, I just can't believe it. It's incredible how some people treat you.
Well, and you know what?
And I've seen this happen to John time and time again. It's just unbelievable.
Well, I said to our friends here this past weekend, I said, I will accept the responsibility and the heat for what I am doing. Because, folks, I mean, people have said to me over the years, John, you got a lot of guts. I don't know if I'd be able to do what you do. To make a format that gives people the opportunity, talk show hosts, to present their viewpoints and the facts and the information that you hear. But I just find it incredible that once you're used up, and here was the thing that really got me. I mean, I'm serious. This is not hype. This is not, for potential advertisers out there. We are on a 45-degree incline since the day we opened up this network, which is explosive growth. And somebody said to me the other day was, before with the low-power FM nets, that down here they were scrambling for programming. They put up First Amendment radio or maybe a show off of Truth or whatever. But somebody said something to me the other day and said to me that, well, now we have choices of more programming. Well, why did that happen? Genesis was dumb enough to keep Michael Trudeau around Genesis Network to help destroy that thing for as long as they did. Turn around and decide that, well, maybe we should bring a little bit more patriot programming because there's a new network there that's kicking our butt, eating their lunch.
Competition can be good.
Competition, and here's the point I was going to make. Competition is a good thing. It gives you a better product. Mm-hmm. But here's what I don't like about this deal, that we got a guy that's starting here Monday that people have heard on this network, Robbie Noel. But he won't be heard on a local FM net down here. We're going to have the guy that actually, not intentionally, through his own stupidity and his own greed,